Hi, my name is Satyari and this is my Envision literacy project.
In my classroom, I would like to have an awesome library for the students. In this library, the students will be able to feel comfortable, feel at home. There would be books that the students have picked out from the library, books that students have brought from home, books that I have purchased for the students. I want this environment to feel comfortable, feel welcoming for the students to be able to learn and to read. I also want the students to be able to feel comfortable and because I know sometimes reading can get a little bit frustrating. So if you're in a comfortable environment, you're more than likely to want to read and participate in the reading that's going on in the classroom, or even just on your free time that we have in the classroom. You could sit down and read a book in the comfy chairs or the bean bags that I will provide in the classroom. In my classroom, I would also like to have a literacy wall. On this wall, there will be different terminology that the students can use in their reading, also terminology they can use in their writing. And the great thing about this wall is that this will be a working wall. So it will change every once in a while depending on what we're learning in the classroom or what's going on in our literacy projects or our literacy learning. Another thing that's pretty cool about this literacy wall is the thing on the right. So it has see it, say it, write it, cover, and check it. So students can do this with new vocabulary they're learning, new skills that they're learning. So this provides them with a new skill to learn new vocabulary that has been being taught in the classroom. One thing that you also need in your classroom that's very important is a word wall. So on this word wall, we will have our sight words and also words that are difficult to pronounce or difficult to sound out, words that we're learning, new words that we're learning, or something awesome that the students think that, hey, that should go on the word wall. We use it every day. In my classroom, I want to have two word walls. So the first word wall will consist of our sight words. This second word wall would be called the big word wall. So these words would be big words that are new to us that we found when we were reading one of our books that was different, that stood out. The students will have to look up the new word and see what it means, and then give us a complete sentence in it and share with the classroom what the new big word that they found. Then they would add it to this new wall, the big word wall, and then the whole class can see the new big word that their classmate have put on the big word wall. This will help the students' vocabulary grow as they're learning their sight words as well. Behaviorism is how a student behaves in the classroom and how you decide to address behavior issues in the classroom. How I would like to address behavior in the classroom is by having the three-face system. So the three-face system would be a happy face, a medium face, and a sad face. So all the students will start off in the beginning of the day with the happy face, so the names will be velcro to the side of the pictures of the happy face. And then as they're doing things that they're not supposed to be doing or not following classroom rules, their names will move down the face. So they'll be at a happy face in the morning, and then if they did something that was not correct, they'll move down. But with that, the students are still able to move back up to a happy face if they're following the rules or they apologize to their classmate for whatever they did. And this would be a conversation that I would have with the student one on one. It would not be in front of the class. I would not call them out. I'd be like, hey, Mikey, okay, can you come here? I'll bring him to the little face sign, and then we will discuss why he moved down to a medium face or to a sad face. Another behavior thing that I would like to have in my classroom is this literacy sticker chart. So what this sticker chart is that every time a student reaches a goal or has achieved something big in their literacy, learning a new vocabulary or learning a new skill, they will get a sticker, and once they get to the winner, they get all their stickers for winner, they will get to pick a prize from our treasure chest. So cognition is when you help the students think about solving a problem. So help them problem solve. So some ideas I would like to help with the students with cognitions are allowing the students to have thinking bubbles. So they will have these thinking bubbles in their notebooks, and they will think about different ways that they can solve these issues or problems that they are having. Another way that's a great way to help students think is to have graphic organizers. So this way the students can graph out their thoughts in their head on a graphic organizer. Like this one has characteristic traits, and they can find the characteristic traits back in the book and use that to think about what was all the characteristic traits that were in the reading. Here's another graphic organizer for a student to use. Constructorism. Constructorism is interactive learning, so connecting to students' background and experience to things they already know. One thing that's feel like really helps the students connect to their background is KWL charts. So you pretty much get the students to tell you what they know about the subject or what they already have learned and what they wonder about the subject, because it's always good for the students to wonder. And then after the lesson, the students are able to tell you what they learned about the lesson. Another good strategy is hot questions. So in my classroom, I want to have hot questions, and this can help the students think about the topic we're talking about, having them connect to their background and their experience and bring those answers out of them that may not be your everyday answer. So in my classroom, I would like to have a hot question wall. So this will be a wall that has like little flames, and we will have questions of the week that we have used to talk about our lesson or a subject matter that we're talking about. I would also like to have my students sit in tables that are facing each other, so this way the students are able to communicate and talk to each other a lot more, and they're able to share their experiences and their background knowledge, and learn from each other, because I feel like it's really important. Having students in rows is not really good because they're facing each other's backs, but this way the students are able to communicate with each other and share the knowledge that they have gained or have experienced. The next topic would be social constructivism. This is having the students do hands-on activity, working together, reading with their peers, thinking together, allowing them to share and think together as classmates. One thing that I would like to have in my classroom is peer reading. So having the students read to each other or with each other, even taking notes if they're not understanding a word, and this way they can go back and look up a word if it's needed. One thing that I'm very excited to have in my classroom is a peer-to-peer book recommendation. So this is where the students can recommend books to each other that they have read or that they think that their fellow classmates would enjoy reading that they have read already. One thing that I really enjoyed in college that I think younger kids would really enjoy as well is book clubs. So having the students get together in book clubs, at least spending 30-45 minutes in a book club with the students sharing their thoughts about the book that they have picked out for their book club that day, and then they're thinking and brainstorming different ways or different things that they understood about the book. Another thing that I would like to have in my classroom is a reading sheet goal. So I want the students to reach a certain goal of reading this many books. So after this week, the goal would be you have to have read 3 books by the end of Friday. And it could be any books, picture books, different genres, whatever the child wants to read. But I want to get the students reading, and I want them to enjoy reading. For linguistics, I would like to embrace all of my students' languages and different levels that they're at. So I would like to have books in different languages and also in different level skills for the students to pick out and for the students to read. How I want to embody or embrace culture and diversity in my classroom is by having Diversity Thursday. So when there's any downtime in the classroom, I want the students to go and find a book for Diversity Thursday that they can share with their classmates. This can be about the students' culture, about their students' experiences, but I want the students to share with us in the classroom their experiences and their culture. Here are some books that I would like to have in my classroom to help the students find these books that connect to their backgrounds. The last thing I would like to talk about in my Envision Literacy project is how will I address motivation. So I want to have this big thermometer on the back of a wall, and every time we have reached a certain number of books that we've read or we've achieved a different skill, I want to make the thermometer go up. And after every time we make the thermometer go up, we will have some sort of party that we will vote on as a class, and hopefully it will motivate the students.